Okay, everyone, it's been a total of 6 months since my last Let's Clean the Craft Room video. Safe to say, it's a disaster again. But also, I've been watching a lot of Rachel Maksy videos. Do I remember her last name? Not really. Mackey or Maskey, can't remember which one. But I've been binge watching them the past 2 days. And she does a thing where she makes each room of her house a different whimsical environment setting. I like to do that with mine. The only whimsy I've got is an old Christmas light. So I'd like to whimsify, but first we need to deep clean. Now, I did start last night, but can you tell the difference? No. I got rid of an Aldi's bag, a tote bag worth of fabric. So I have that sitting in my hallway to donate. And I've got about 5 active craft projects right now. So lots of mess. It is November 2nd. The air conditioner is still in the window, which needs to not be there because it's cold. It's cold. I live in Michigan. It's cold. So the goal is find better storage solutions, go through all my belongings again, see what I don't want and what I do want. Possibly, I'm going to measure this pretty much as soon as possible, possibly move some storage solution into the closet and free up the wall that you are sitting on. So I can have a sewing station, a proper one, and a proper desk station. So someone's car alarm's going off, distracted me. I want to make it functional, and then I want to make it pretty. So I am renting this house, but I can paint it and do whatever because they don't really care. It's just I don't want to spend a lot of money and time on something that I'm going to move out of if within the next year or two. So the goal is to make it pretty and inviting and inspirational on a budget, with having in mind that I'll be moving whenever my boyfriend and I buy a house. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. I'm going to give you a quick panoramic view of what's going on, and then time-lapse mode will commence inevitably. So find yourself a project to work on during this video, because it's probably going to be a long one. And it's probably going to take me a solid month to film and edit. I'm not good at the editing. I'm an old woman. Editing is not my strong suit. So let's see what my dog and I can get up to. She's in here. And let's see if we can turn this room into an enchanted forest. Because that sounds pretty cool to me. So I think we can do it. General preview. Door. Paint. Dog hole. Junk. Closet, fabric and yarn. Portable sewing. Desk. Junk. And shelves. This is like the only bit of free wall I have. More junk on the floor besides the dog. But the outlet situation isn't ideal. I have an outlet here that is an extension cord from there. And then I have an outlet right there. Those are the only electrical ports I have in here. So I need to configure this in a way where I can get the sewing machine and the iron and all of this electrical on this wall, which means tapping into that. So we'll see how it goes. We can do it, Sasha. So the problem is I seem to be collecting a lot of fabric, and so I want the fabric to go on the big shelf. So I want the fabric to go in the closet. However, closet's still wet, so I can't do that. But there's a huge mess over there that I need to clean. So first things first is I'm going to put my sewing machine stuff on the bottom on the floor, which you can't see. I might be able to get you to the point where you can see, but I'll do that in a second. I'll put that on there, on the floor. I'm going to remove the fabric, put that here where the sewing machines are. I need to find a spot to put my screen printing frames that I'm never going to use again. Why do I buy so much stuff that I'm never going to use again? And then I'm going to put my fine art stuff on the fabric shelf. So this is going here, and that is going here, and I'm decluttering my fine art stuff because I don't do a lot of it anymore. My 2 oil paintings, 2019, pretty rudimentary. The most painting I do nowadays is murals. So, don't know. The white shelves do kind of look absurd against the green. Am I gonna paint my nice white shelves? No. Am I gonna contact paper them? Also no. Because that is so much work. Why would I do that? My dog is yapping behind me because the stairwell is blocked and she wants to come back in. So, sorry if you can hear her whining. Oh, this is stressing me out. That pile is stressing me out. It is 5:01. Let's see what we can get done today. And I'm going to my boyfriend's later, so I don't have the entire day. I have until he's done with his work. And then I'm going to go to his house. So, bleh. It's been 8 minutes and I'm overstimulated. So, I came home from work and I was really excited and I forgot to film. But yesterday, like right after I said I was overwhelmed, it's time to go to my boyfriend's house. So that's what I did. But today, no fabric. The dog's on the move. Fabric. I will show you. I've got a rainbow scheme. Roy G. Biff. Pink, brown neutrals, black neutrals. So this is looking good. I'm liking, oh, this bottom shelf are all things that I would like to make clothes out of, which don't even talk to me about that, because I've only made one successful item of clothing, and I have a whole shelf of fabric for clothes. But now it's this shelf's time. And again, here we are where I'm stressed. So I want these cubes down here to be all yarn. And I want the shelves to be all my bins. But I have things that aren't yarn and nor bins that need places to live. And I don't know where they're gonna go, because having this separated by color, Sasha, say hi. Having this be separated by color means it's a lot less space, because I had Roy, Gibiv all on like 3 shelves. But I want it to be this way because I've been using my fabric more, so I want it to be pretty. So I need to figure out this. I need to get rid of stuff, and I need to figure out this. So I'm gonna arrange the bins. Sasha's knocking over a mess. Arrange the bins in a manner I think is sensible, and I will be back to show you what I've come up with. All right, it's nighttime. It's the winter almost, so it's dark. I painted this, the alcove, so I've got two green things, and I've kind of cleared enough room for the moving of furniture. So I'm going to move the desk. So is it the time to move the desk? Probably not, but I want to, so I'm going to do it. It is 9 o'clock. Well, 9:14. I have run out of my fun drink. I have run out of the will to continue. There is still stuff on the desk. Granted, less stuff. There is still stuff on the floor. Granted, less stuff, right? So, and I'm seeing the vision for the tree, for the magical lights and the tree, okay? The vision is there. It's just gonna keep going tomorrow. I'm not doing anything tomorrow night either. Tomorrow's Thursday. I do have something to do tomorrow night, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll continue this another day. Huzzah. Okay, so you saw me put this up. Does it look a little ridiculous? Yes. However, imagine fake plants in a trunk. Okay. Plus, I've got this. This is a little huge, but I think if I paint this, we could hang it up there. And what else? I found, it was here. See, this is the thing about cleaning, is now you don't know where anything is. Found it. My container of mice. So, I have a bunch of these little keys on dangles. I want to hang those up there. These were like a part of my high school open house, graduation open house. They were like keys to success, and people would write mementos on how to live life on there. And I just cut the advice off and I kept the keys. So I want to hang those up there. I just want to have a bunch of doodads hanging from my ceiling. Sue me. And I did do a bit of decoration for the desk area. Let me tidy it up a little bit first. Hold on. Okay, so here's the desk. It is still messy, but it's a little better. I have a work in progress quilt going on, so. But I put up my art. Most of it is from Bailey J. There's some of it from this artist, and I feel really bad because I forgot their name. And then there's some from Nicole Josephine. I think these two are from Nicole Josephine. I don't remember. But the washi tapes are mainly Bailey J and Nicole Josephine, but the washi tape is not really enjoying its stay there. But it is what it is. I have this hanging up, which is fine. Do I ever use the Cricut? Not really. Whatever. Oh, and then my friend found this. She's like, kind of ugly, right? I said, nope. Taking it home immediately. I'm just gonna try and find a frame for it versus the stapled on wooden frame, like put it in a picture frame type deal. But I think it's so cute. So, also, by the way, it is 6 p.m. Pitch black. Welcome to Michigan. So this is gonna be cute and cozy. And then once the tree is here, I'm gonna redecorate this wall. Why is my light crooked? What in the hell? This house is janky, okay? Leave me alone. But got my pins. I want to keep that up and that up because it's naturey. And then I thought it'd be cute to put my sewing mouse right by my sewing machine. But I've decided that I want a new sewing machine desk, one that doesn't have wheels, because it is an old house. The floor is so unlevel that the desk and I are just rolling backwards while I'm sewing. So I want a new desk. But I think that's the update for now until I get paid and can start buying the fake plants and buy the new desk and stuff. And it's almost Christmas time, so I gotta buy Christmas presents first before I buy me stuff. But this is all kind of a bit junky still. Here's my girl. Her home is still a bit junky as well. So, lots to do. Lots to do. Okay. It is 10:36 p.m. My dog is eating. Hopefully this mic is good enough to not hear the dog slurping sounds, but we have gotten in the plants. It's real windy out, guys. It is the day before Thanksgiving. I don't remember when I started recording this video. It was a good while ago. But I got the plants in. And so we're going to put them up because I'm excited about it, even though it's past my bedtime. But it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. All I'm making is mac and cheese. So I really don't have a lot going on. I will be fine if I'm to bed a little late. Okay. Also, mess has exploded all over, by the way. It was a semblance of clean when you saw it last. 'Tis no longer. So, let's turn this on and get the leaves on the non-existent tree. That part is still coming. Okay? Sure. Okay, we have foam. So it is time for tree to happen on the wall. Which means it's about to get real messy in here because this stuff probably will flake. And this board is fairly beat up, which might be in our favor for making it look like a tree. So we'll see. I'm gonna take some measurements and start cutting and gluing. We'll see what happens. All right, this is the end for now. It is also January, so I was editing it after the holidays, and I realized none of my end of video footage actually recorded any sound, and I wasn't very happy with it anyways. So here we are, like 10 p.m. in January. But it is done. I have a new desk. We still need to put the TV on the wall, but we have a tree in the home. And I decided I would match with some hobbity vibes. Yeah, yeah. So I will give you a tour. The lighting like this is best for vibes. This is how I have it most of the time. But this is what it looks like with the light on. Okay, weird. Don't know what happened there. So it is brighter. It is also, 10 p.m., so it's pretty dark. But, and I have crafts going on, so it's still a little messy. I have so much stuff. I'm working on it still. It's a continual intake, continual get rid. I feel like most crafters resonate. I'm also like standing in front of the pretty part of the frames, like why? That doesn't make any sense. But let me show you around. So as you come in, this is your first visual. Not the most visually appealing. Of course, TV is there temporarily. That will be on the wall eventually. And it's also just like a lot of shelving. And then pile of junk. Cutting station for my fabric, which is nice and new. My desk, which I do like normal crafts. Some mainly Bailey J going on here for the artwork. Here's some new Bailey J I just got. Another craft project. Okay, sewing table. Love it, love it. We've got some canvases stored. We've got the ironing board. Now again, this will eventually be TV. But then we have the piece de la resistance. Oh. So we've got old cross stitch, some paintings of mine. Got these little mice from Mama Roar. She created the pattern, but I sewed them. And some art prints from the people who made my dress, which is Cottagecore Wear. And then lots of storage. This top drawer has like my sewing needles and scissors and whatever, and then the rest of these are color-coded fabric scraps. So that's nice. So I can keep all my patchwork stuff together. And then this opposing wall by the door, pretty much the same. I've got these totes that I don't know where to put. So they're just still in there. My dog's house, which we should probably do another video on. And then the closet, which was really pretty until I started using some of the fabric, and then it got a bit disheveled. Not to mention the bags of yarn. And then behind the TV, more yarn. So I have a lot of work to do. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do in regards to using the supplies that I have. My plan for 2026 is to save a lot of money because I need to buy a new car and save up for an eventual future home that I own instead of rent. So I won't be buying any craft supplies. I bought a new pair of knitting needles that, are circular and interchangeable. So that kind of had to be bought. You can't really acquire those easily. As opposed to yarn and fabric, which I get for free all the time. So I have lots of crafts supplies. I have a pretty cool room to do it in. I've got some fun articles of clothing that I can dress up in and role play as my life in the Shire, and then have a good time, also saving money. So that is the plan, and it takes me a long time to edit these, so hopefully I'll get quicker at doing that too. I've got the next video planned, so hopefully I have some follow through with that. Follow through on videos. So hopefully I do that. In the meantime, hope you have a good day, and you should put a tree in your house. It's pretty fun. It takes like a month, but it's pretty freaking fun. So highly recommend. Okay, bye.